Check, check, check. We live? Perfect. Perfect. So I have this new subscriber, Brenda Shoemaker 874. Don't know at all who this person is, but they've been commenting on my latest video all day. So Brenda, hi. Check, check, check. Check, check. All right, 14-second delay. Lovely. Yeah, we're live. Very early, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I wanted to make sure. It's totally goofed up right now, but that's okay. I think I did this one other time. Back during the governor's primary. Literally everybody knows my phone number. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna fill this out together. Whether there's 0 or there's 100, doesn't matter. Maybe we'll do 2 of them. Because there is a online bio and there is a political courage test. Yeah, the first question. Maybe. Wow. Crazy. I'm definitely doing it. Still going. Oh, good. It'll be. Oh, wait a minute. That's the following week. Okay. Support. They're striking out. Nobody's in here anyway. So they're striking out the language. Sorry, got to make sure we save this. Laptop's gonna be working overtime right now. For anybody that is watching this or that will be watching this, Josh Bain put out a proposal that would basically all the councilors would have to say if their employer is receiving funds for anything from the city, such as tax abatements or pilots and any contracts entered in directly by the councilor or the employer. But there was also a thing in there for funds shall also include any identifiable or discernible stock of any entity doing business with the city purchased by or on behalf of the councilor. So that is going to be struck out. Because that tells me a lot of these people have stock into businesses that does work with the city. But that's fine. Term funds does not include the amount associated with property tax appeal. Very interesting. Less than an hour, just over an hour. Perfect. That one tomorrow. I'll be very interested how this whole. So nobody's here, but for people watching later, this prop was brought to you by Josh Bain, and basically trying to figure out how to do the road funding. Because even with if you were to redo the funding formula so they get the proper amount of money, it still wouldn't be anywhere close to what they need. Because I think it's like, yeah, just under $1 billion to improve the thoroughfares and the residential. Just to take care of what we have right now is 444 million. I thought it was less than that. I thought it was 365, but not that it matters. Current funding 68. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to this. But we're all trying to figure out is like, well, how are we going to get this money? So Josh Bain has this proposal that will basically take funds from each of the departments and a certain amount, and so they can, I think it's frees up 225 million, if I'm reading that right. I don't know. We'll see. 60 non-exempt. We'll watch the video either tomorrow or Saturday. I might do 2 of these things because some of them are kind of funny. I started one of them. That's all right. You better booze after. Today I am trying out the Topo Chico, the Whitmer drink of the night. Like right when before it gets up to the nose, it smells like butt, but it doesn't taste like butt. It tastes like flavored sparkling water, as it should. Not even a sparkling water fan. We got 5 minutes left. Or we'll probably go like 7. While we're waiting, hopefully. Are correct. This is what I do sometimes. For anybody's out there watching, person was caught boozing and driving. As any just a cute. Oh, he is not a cute and sweet little guy. Okay, let's see. Reckless, deadly weapon. What happened with that? Hit hole. Oh, you know what? This is what I wanted to show you guys. And if anybody's in the chat, of course. Otherwise, I'm just have some time. Why? Anyway, check this out. I found this by chance. I was checking something else out today, and I found the website. I don't know if it's every single person, but let's just do Indiana, all right? Because we keep hearing out the gun crimes in Indianapolis, and I keep pointing this out to Chucky Harrison. Old Reverend Chucky Harrison. I keep saying, hey, don't you think it's kind of weird that the outside counties don't have this issue? So fortunately, we can go and look. I don't know how far back this whole thing goes, but let's just kind of scroll through of the different cities in Indiana anyway. Bloomington, 37. What's Carmel at? 8. All right, let's click on Carmel real quick. Got here. Back from 2022, before that 2020. From 1900. They have one from 1900. Deputy Constable William Frank. Look at that mustache. That's what all you creeps look like right now. Brownsburg. Calumet. Wait a minute. Calumet? There's a Calumet City in Indiana? What? Weird. But anyway. Canby, Columbus, Chicago, Elkhart. Well, 86. Look what we got here. Hot face. Dead man arrested. Hot. That's straight up execution. That's not even a question. That guy should be put up against the wall. All right, I think Fort Wayne is 335. Let's just look at Indianapolis. Indianapolis has 1,700. That is bananas. Totally crazy. Oh, I got my iVoter guide back yesterday, and it shows that I lean conservative, which is right. I'll never claim to be a conservative. I'm something else. I'm like that's why I lean conservative. All right, let's I got to fill this thing back out. Okay. Boom. Let's do it, boys and girls. There ain't nobody in the chat, and that's fine, because now you guys can't say shit. Hey, I invited everybody. Everybody had 24 hours, just about 24 hours to show up, but it's just me and me. All right, do you believe that state elected officials have a role to play in addressing gun violence in the United States? Yeah, actually, you know what? I do agree with that. Background checks. Do you support expanding the background checks requirement to prevent prohibited people from buying guns with no question asked? No, I don't. I think it's fine where it's at. Do you support extreme risk protection, aka red flag laws, which can help provide? Has it though? Has it? Hey, do I have to go back to a couple years ago and just talk about the red flag law about the FedEx shooter? Last time I checked, someone had put some information in front of Ryan Muir's desk and say, "Hey, what do you think about this guy? Him being the Nosferatu little shit that he is." You're like, I don't care. Are they gonna work? No, they won't work. You support policies requiring gun owners to store their you know how far that would have to go? That means you would have to go to every single home that has a registered firearm and say, I need to check to see if your guns are stored safely. That is a hard no. That is personable accountability. And I know where all the libs are going to freak out right now. They're going to say, oh, you don't care about when a kid gets his hand on a firearm? How many videos have we seen where a kid is just playing with a gun and the parents are laughing about it and nothing happens? Not a single thing will happen to the parents. So, no. You support educating the public about the unique role firearms play in America's suicide epidemic. No, because if you don't know what a gun does, then you're just dumb. You support prohibition on building a ghost gun at home outside of the backyard check system. Prohibitions? I don't support a prohibition. You give criminals far too much credit for being smart. Like, only geniuses are doing this whole thing. Do you think your average criminal has a 3D printer? You think they know how to even like clean a gun, a regular gun? And now you're saying it's like these scholars, these astronauts, they're going to print this gun that's like the size of an Acme gun, some cartoonish gun, and put it together and hope they don't blow their hand off JPP style? I think not. Do you support state legislation that will prohibit guns possession by abusers convicted of domestic violence or under final restraining orders and ensures abusers turn their guns promptly after being prohibited? You know what? Yeah. I'll give you one. You're going to get one. Why not? Nothing's going to happen, you know. I'll just say, hey, I voted for it. So that way, when the domestic abuser still gets a gun, you're not going to come to me. Do you support robust public funding? I'm already going to say no. Anything that's wasting taxpayer dollars, I'm just like, nope. Get out of here with that garbage. You support state permitting requirements, including firearms? No, absolutely not. And here's why. Back in 2020, when everything was getting all crazy, I went and got a gun permit, a concealed carry permit. I went through the fingerprinting twice. I went through the background check, and I got the approval. I got an email saying, it's like, you have been approved for your card. And you know what happened? Nothing. Not a single thing. I even went back and got a speedy one. And still nothing. But then, thankfully, John Jacobs and Kurt Knisley, RIP, they were able to help pass the concealed carry bill. And I was like, well, screw it. Sure, I'm out $150, but at least I can carry my gun anywhere, especially when I'm heading over the Dairy Queen when it gets dark out. Support a law prohibiting the open carry of firearms in public. And here's why. I'll explain why. Back when I was in high school, literally, guys were wearing, had those like, they weren't Confederate, well, they were Confederate flag stickers on the back of their truck, and they had rifles with them because most of them were going hunting after school with their dad. You're going to school, you learn a little chemistry, not meth heads chemistry, and then you're going to shoot some turkeys with your pops. Never had any problems. Never had any problems. And this was around the time that Columbine happened. Police use of force and accountability. Oh, I'm going to read this whole thing. It's caused by police are with a firearm. No shit. And black people are victims of... Okay. Don't want to have that talk. Police have a corrosive impact on our communities that they foster. Okay, whatever. Local leaders must commit to supporting targeted reforms that will help prevent shootings and build trust. These reforms should include a strong legal standard, barring the unnecessary use of force, and a standard requiring officers to intervene to stop abuse. A commitment to de-escalation, deploying formal tools to identify misconduct. A thorough and independent review. Do you support police accountability measures that promote de-escalation, promote transparency? That we already have that. Listen. We already have that. Shoot first laws. Stand your ground. Yeah, I do. No, I don't oppose them. I support shoot the shoot first law. The propaganda, the marketing isn't perfect. The shoot first law, called the stand your ground by the gun lobby. Oh, okay. Allow people when outside of their home to shoot and kill others, even if they could safely and easily avoid using deadly force. Listen, it says no trespassing on my yard for a reason. Oppose guns in K through colleges outside of law enforcement security staff. Do I oppose it? I don't think teachers should be having guns unless you're certified in some way. That's why you have the law enforcement outside of law enforcement security staff. I oppose it. I'll oppose it. I mean, most of these teachers are insane. Not, I'm going to say most of them. I'm going to say a lot of them are insane. Oh, damn. It didn't go through. Well, we'll watch the video this weekend. All right. Do you oppose broad firearms preemption laws which block local officials from passing and enforcing laws that keep communities safe? Do I oppose after decades long? States now have some form of firearm preemption, blocking towns from adopting their own. No. This is a good one. Do you support giving gun violence survivors access to justice by allowing them to take bad industry actors to court? No, I don't. We all know what a gun does. Okay. Assault weapons. What is an assault weapon? Define assault weapon. Do you support an assault weapon ban that would bar new civilian purchases of these weapons of war? No, I do not support a ban. Not at all. In fact, I need to have myself a cannon. When I have some crazy crackhead go in my backyard, I want to light that wick, scream out tally ho, and blow him into smithereens. Oh man, this video is not going to help my campaign at all. That's why I'm doing it, because it's so much fun. Because honestly, if you're sending me this thing, you already know how I feel about it. It's a complete joke. If you want to solve gun crimes, you need to have accountability for scumbag criminals. And we just saw one. In Elkhart. I think it was Elkhart. A 2-year-old got killed. SWAT standoff. That person should be executed. No, I mean, if I win, I will put up a bill that has execution by firing squad. I promise you, 100% promise you, that's on my list of things to do. All this, it's going to cost $80,000 to execute somebody because, some rapist, some serial rapist. Listen, these people suck and they need to be executed immediately. Anyway, next page. Have you been an active participant, Survivor Network? How do you define that? Have you or your loved one experienced gun violence, homicide, suicide, wounding, witnessing gun violence? Oh, dude, I'm from South Chicago. I've seen people get their head blooded in by a pipe. Would you like to provide any background? No. Would you like to provide any additional background for any response? Reach out if you have any questions. Boom. Here we go. Submit. Bam. Look at that. 10 minutes. All right. Let's do another one. I have been getting loaded up. I mean, loaded up with surveys. I kind of, okay. Yeah. So this was the Elkhart one. Because someone in my YouTube comment section had said that their kid was killed by a Menard security guard. And so I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay. So they're talking about. Where's it? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Uber driver admitted. Oh my God, you guys remember? Okay, perfect example of execution right here. This is crazy. Shanti Dixon, however you pronounce it. So this woman was coming home from work or like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Uber driver went to drop her, was going to drop her off at the apartment. He tries raping her. Then she starts making fun of his fat body, and he gets all mad, shoots her in the head, throws her body outside of the car, and then tries raping her dead corpse. And I know you're saying, it's like, that's not really what happened. He literally admitted it. He literally said all this. I read the article. Now you're going to tell me that a guy who admitted to these heinous crimes, that he should still be alive? Are you crazy? No, 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 no. He needs to be executed immediately. There is no reason for psychopaths, rapey maniacs to be breathing any more of the same air as I am. Disgusting. All right, or we get too crazy. This is Gun Memorial, Indianapolis. Just to let you know, if anybody's out there, or gunmemorial.org. Let me see if I can move this down a little. Yeah, gunmemorial.org. So the other one. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do the last one basically. This one. Hopefully you don't see the password, huh? Oh well, if you do, make sure you fill something up nice for me. Take the political courage test. All right, so I already kind of filled some of this out. I just never got back to it because I really thought about doing this live. Can you still see everything? Yeah, okay. All right, jump to... Here's... All right. You generally support pro-choice or pro-life legislation. I support the right to life legislation, so pro-life. Do you support legalizing abortion when the pregnancy resulted from incest or rape? Well, you know, I don't support it, but do you support the prohibition of public funds? Listen, I do not support, and this is why I said taxpayers should not be funding abortions. In fact, government should stay out of healthcare, which is the truth. And in order to balance the budget, do you support limiting state government? That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. I don't even have to read the rest of it. Do you support a decrease in income taxes to promote economic growth? Listen, I can't say what I want to say. But yes. Do you support a wealth tax in order to pay for public programs in your state? No. Okay, so people do not need to be taxed more for public programs. If people want more public programs, nothing is stopping them from giving more of their hard-earned money to the government to fund them. And this is the truth. So all of you remember the whole Hannah Crutchfield incident. So a group of people had raised up $200,000 because they were going to do a park in her honor. Now, this was already an existing park with existing playground equipment in it. It was just basically refurbishing it. So you're going to tell me that we need to get taxed more for some of these public programs when people are willing to give their money, $200,000? I mean, they obviously have it. And what was that like? Indie arts thing not too long, like a few weeks ago. They raised $75,000 over a couple of days. It's really just that simple. All right. Save and next. Crime and safety. Do you support capital punishment for violent crimes? Yes. Should an individual under 18 accused of a violent crime be prosecuted as an adult? Yes. In fact, even Ryan Mears agreed with this just the other day. I said that I would put a bill out for people under the age of 18 to be tried as an adult. 100%. I'm okay with that. Do you support the enforcement of federal immigration laws by state and local police? Yeah. Do you support the use of private prisons? What does that even mean? I put yes anyway. But because it's not even a prison. It is the Bums on Bikes initiative. It's not a prison. You can shake your head all you want. it is. It's a secret right now, but don't you worry. In a couple years, you'll probably hear about it because this is the beginning of something special. You support mandatory minimum sentences for non-violent drug offenders. Because what are you trying? Yes, I'm saying no on this because I'm not sure what you mean by non-violent. Is that like saying I didn't get in a car accident while high on drugs? I didn't hurt anybody. Hey, I didn't hurt anybody. Sure, I might be boozing it up, but nobody got hurt. Is that what you're saying? Do you support state government spending as a means for promoting economic growth? No. Example is IEDC. Why is my taxpayer money funding these billionaire jobs or helping these billionaire corporations build their buildings? They have the money for it. They'll be fine. Do you support reducing state government regulations on the private sector? Yes, I do. And here's why. Because the more regulations somebody has, the less competition they will have. They will have a monopoly on it because a regular person like me or you, because we're plebs, plebes, however you want to say it, we won't be able to do it because it'll cost too much up front because it'll take years probably to actually start turning a profit. Do you support an increase of the minimum wage of Indiana? No. Hard no. Look at California. Look at that shithole place. They raise up the minimum wage to what, $20? And now you're paying $50 for a Big Mac? Not literally, but it'll get there. Don't you worry. Do you support government spending on affordable housing projects in Indiana? No. Affordable housing projects are a scam for developers to make money on the backs of taxpayers. It's been proven developers are giving money to candidates so they get the contracts for these projects. How many times do I have to say it? Go through the Hogsett campaign reports. You'll see that he got thousands and thousands of dollars from TWG Development or any of these other places. Just look. That's all I support. That's all I'm saying. Just look. And if any of you people from the media, whether it's Capital Chronicle, State Affairs, Indy Star, if you're out there and you're watching this right now, I have the receipts. I will prove everything. But you're too afraid to give me an interview. You support adopting federal education standards, Common Core. Hard, no. Listen, Bill Gates, eat it. Do you support state funding for charter schools? I don't really support state funding for anything, to be honest with you. But sure, I mean, we're already giving money away. Do you support increasing teacher salaries and or benefits in Indiana? Yes. Should immigrants in the U.S. who graduate from Indiana high schools be eligible for in-state tuition at public universities? As long as taxpayers are not funding it. Taxpayers should not be, regardless of immigration. Oh, no. Regardless of immigration status, no. Do you support state funding for the development of renewable energy? How many times have I said it? I don't really like state funding for anything. And that's why. Not that it's first, I like how they have solar, wind, and geothermal, but they never mention nuclear. Eat it. Because that's why I'm voting no. That's a big part of why I'm voting no, because nuclear is not on there. Do you support state governments allowing permits for drilling on public lands? Drill, baby, drill. Do you support increasing state funding for clean drinking water initiatives? Sure. Let's see. Give me something snappy. I know there's only one person in the chat. I don't know who's watching this right now. Maybe it's a fake person. Listen, as long as we don't become like Flint. Okay. Good enough. Next. You support limiting campaign contributions from corporations, unions, and individuals. Hard, yes. And next month, I will have a video explaining that too. Big time. Do you support the use of an independent or bipartisan commission for redistricting? Sure, but we all know it's not going to be bipartisan. I don't know. Sure, I'm just going to say yeah. I don't really care, but sure. Do you support requiring a government-issued photo ID in order to vote at the polls? Listen, if I gotta give ID to get some of that sweet, sweet whiskey, then you gotta have an ID to go and vote. Do you support automatic voter registration? Hard no. Do you support the implementation of ranked choice voting in Indiana? Bigger hard no. And listen, I have gone through the voter rolls. There are lots of people that have not voted in over a decade. The voter rolls need to be updated. If you need an ID to prove who you are at a bank, you need an ID to vote. People only want to vote once. Ranked choice voting would only work if people weren't lazy, which is the truth. Listen, you have 30 days to vote and you're still wanting to expand voters or polling locations or any of that? No. No. Guns, guns, guns. Do you generally support gun legislation? Red flag laws, closing of the boyfriend loophole. No. Should background checks be required on gun sales between private and citizens at gun shows? No. Because listen, there are just as many, if not more, car crimes, and people are able to sell it without regulation, right? Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, etc. Do you support the right to concealed carry in Indiana? Yes. Go through my case and look how many times gun charges have been dismissed in Marion County. This is a county problem, not a gun problem. Accountability problem, not a gun problem. Next. Did I fill most of this up and I just didn't? Should the state government increase funding for treatment facilities to combat opioid abuse? No. Stop doing drugs. It's literally that simple. Do you support a government-run single-payer healthcare program such as Medicare for All? No. Look at Barry Care. It's garbage. Do you support mandating vaccinations? No. The hardest of no's. Should an individual have a right to choose to die? Those were terminated through euthanasia. No. Look in Canada right now. I forgot what the numbers was. It was like euthanasia was 2% when it first came out. Then now it's 3. And I think the recent numbers I saw are 4%. 4% of people dying are choosing euthanasia. I saw some lady who's like depressed and she goes, yeah, I think I'm just going to die now. She's going to get put into some chamber and I don't know if it's suffocate to death or whatever. It's like, we don't even have the money for executions, but somehow they have the money for that. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Do you support expanding paid family and or medical leave benefits? That's up to the employer. Should the government be able to regulate the cost of prescription drugs? No, because we already see where that's at. Because one way or another, they're getting their money, whether it's through subsidiaries or whatever. The less government that we have in things, the better it not always, but a lot of times the better it is. Do you support banning gender-affirming care for transgender youth in Indiana? 100% yes. Listen, if these people aren't even allowed to vote, buy booze, buy cigarettes, watch an R-rated movie, then what makes you think that they even have the mental capacity to cut parts of their body off? You crazy. Do you support the legalization of marijuana for medical use in Indiana? And that's always going to be a hard no. I have not, because this is the truth, 100% the truth. I have not seen a net positive to legalizing marijuana, and I have been looking for one. Give me some kind of like, oh, this is good for everybody, because it's not. Oh, we can use the tax money. Well, no, you're just taking tax money away from something else. If someone has $1 and they say, well, I'm going to spend more money on weed than groceries. Sure, that's where the tax money is, but you're also not going in groceries. And this is the truth. I looked at Denver, Colorado, because they were one of the earlier people that legalized weed. Plus, I lived in Denver for a little bit. I think it was like a year after, maybe 2 years after they legalized it. And I will tell you what a shithole. This was back in 2017. What an absolute shithole. I worked down the street from a bus stop, and people were just going straight to dispensaries when they got off the bus. And these were not like very clean people. These are what you would expect out of what people would look like. But it's the truth. When you go and look at it, more crime, the taxes go up, the cartels do take care over the areas. You look at California, and home prices go up because more people are wanting to go there. And you look at California, they're what, like $260 billion in debt. So you can't go over there and tell me, you can't look at me and say, well, actually the taxes would make much more sense. No, it won't, because that means they're going to waste more of our tax money. The less money that the government has, the more accountable they have to be for themselves. And that is 100% the truth. It's why this whole road funding formula thing cracks me up of everybody bitching about it. Hey, you know what? Maybe if we didn't spend so much money on DEI training and DPW, we could get more potholes fixed. Hey, guess what? You know that $4,500 bill to get your suspension replaced and your alignment, maybe some tires done? Don't you worry. We have affirmative action training. Sucks for your tires in your car, though. Do you support the inclusion of sexual orientation in Indiana's anti-discrimination law? Huh? No. Do you support the inclusion of a gender identity in Indiana's? No. What is that? Are you? Oh, the social policy. Okay, that's why. Do you support greater efforts by Indiana state government in closing gender, racial, and other? That does not exist. It does not exist. I'm saying no because this problem. Yeah, exactly. Boy, you know what? Yeah, the problem does not exist. All right, please explain your top 2 or 3 priorities if elected, if they require additional funding or implementation, which they don't. All right, so this is easy. Property tax reform. If my laptop would work. I got to come up with a clever name for property tax reform. Public safety. This must have been the only that I didn't. All right, is that it? That's it. Jump. No, I don't have. That's it. That's where we're at for everything. So let's hit. I understand. Submit. Submit. Completed. Do I have to send this? I don't have a printer connected to it. Oh. Okay. Oh. Downloads? Yeah. Okay. Hey, not too bad, huh? Hey, since I already got you everybody here, let's look at one last thing. So this was my candidate survey, or my iVoter guide. I can hear the fans screaming right now on the laptop. It's so overheated. All right. There. Good. Okay. So leans conservative. Look at that, huh? Not too bad. Not too bad. And you can go on to iVoter Guide and check it out. So Justin Moed and Mark Renhenselberger, whatever, Hamburger. Hey, anybody that's out there, you should go look up Mark's middle name. Yeah, so they did not. I don't know. Did I not fill that part out? That's fine. State should join the National Popular Compact, which makes electoral college. No, so dumb. I'm never getting electoral college. Okay. So yeah, that was it. That was it. Not too bad, huh? Pretty easy. Just over half an hour to get 2 surveys figured out. I had like a couple other ones. I went off on the green survey. I was in a grumpy mood already, and I was like, Ah, no. Hey, your surveys from over 5 years ago update. Oh, what about this nonprofit? Oh, well, I guess if your CEO wasn't making $700,000 a year, maybe I would take you serious. You got to look up these nonprofits. So let's just, while we're already here, let's just scroll through a couple others people in Indianapolis. Let's just guy. I don't know. I make sure that you save this thing. I don't know if they're updating this every chance that they get because this was the 14th. Indy's East Side shithole, side shithole again. It's this one. Yeah, killed that one. Oh, that one's sad. Uh, this was a murder suicide. I guess it was from domestic abuse from an I don't know if it was former or current IMPD officer. You know, the family could have picked a better photo. Or was it this one? Oh no, it was this one. This one was the IMPD one. 2 kids, leaves kids. Damn shame. Damn shame. These are all, by the way, these are all from 2024. Look at this. I mean, this is unbelievable. Whenever I tell people that I live in Indianapolis, they're just like, I'm sorry. And this is why voting matters. You need someone in there that's willing to tell Chris Bailey, who's willing to tell Ryan Mears, Hogsett, Vop Osley, the East Side Socialist, and tell them they're doing a garbage job. You need to do better. They need to be constantly hawking after them and showing these pictures and saying, these people are all dead because of Democrat policies. If you go through this city list over here, what are you going to find something that's the common denominator? All the high crime, all the violence are coming from blue cities. At some point, you would think that people would figure it out as like, you know, maybe, just maybe, we should stop voting Democrats so we could be much safer like Johnson County, Hendricks County, Hamilton County, Morgan County, all the above. But no, because if you were to put an overlay of Democrat voters and high crime areas, they would be in sync. They would be pretty in sync. And that was the running joke when the Chicago mayor Brandon Johnson was voted in, is that they did that. They overlaid like the highest crime areas and Democrat voters. And who would have guessed? They were all it was all overlapped. It was the same thing. So just remember November 5th, if you want the outside counties, Johnson, Hendricks, Hamilton, Morgan, the list goes on. If you want all those counties to be like Marion County, then vote Democrat. If you want homeless people jerking off on the footsteps of a church, if you want a bunch of crackheads over at the Indigo station in Garfield Park, if you want that kind of stuff and you're already red county, that you feel safe, I don't feel like I need to carry a gun with me when I'm walking my dog or I'm walking with my kids, I'm not going to get bashed in the head by some homeless guy like happened in Fountain Square. If you want those kind of policies, vote Democrat. If you don't, vote Republican. It's literally that simple. And you're not going to hear the same thing from me of saying like, oh, you know, it's better. It's the lesser of two evils where you know what you're getting. Listen, there's everybody's corrupt at some point, except for yours truly. I'm uncorruptible. All right. Good luck. Go ahead and try. All right. It's not going to work well for you. I'm just telling it how it is. We have a chance to change everything right now. And if you don't get your ass out there and vote, then nothing is going to change. It's only going to get worse. And I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how else to convince you, because after this year, Marion County's probably dead forever. I mean, they were basically dead in 2022 once Mears got voted in as prosecutor, and then Hogsett became mayor, and then you got all these, you got people like Jesse Brown in office. But this is the last year. Marion County will be dead after this. Why do you think Eli Lilly is moving their stuff to Lebanon? They don't want to be in Marion County anymore. They know that the nice, bright, shiny object, their Soda Sopa, their 15-minute city, and Boone County, that's where the moneymaker's at. It's right off the highway. They can basically use taxpayer money to build their whole organization and then ship everything out of Indianapolis, Marion County, over to Lebanon. And that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling it right now. Before the end of the decade, that is the plan. If anything, they'll use that as like a warehouse or something. But just like Rolls-Royce, just like the multiple places that are moving out of Marion County, or businesses that went into the shitter, these policies, Democrat policies, are killing cities. And I don't know how many times people just don't understand that. They need to pull their head out of their ass. I wonder if anybody is going to be watching this later. Any of the Democrats or the media people. I don't know. But there you go. That's my rant. That's my survey questionnaire. We did it together. So until next time.